From absurd myths of infertility and vaccines containing microchips, the COVID-19 pandemic has successfully spread enough fear capable of breaking people down amid all the turmoil associated with the changes that have to be made. The situation becomes worse once you test positive, and that is why our video today will discuss mindset hacks that will help you stay strong after testing positive for COVID. The COVID-19 virus keeps mutating into more disturbing variants like the Omicron and Delta that are more infectious and resistant to the vaccines. Looking at how people still test positive after being vaccinated, it will take more than just willpower to stay strong. Let's first look at some psychological problems associated with having to deal with a COVID-positive test result and some solutions to these problems. Anxiety is probably the most recurring feeling in a situation such as this. All news outlets and social media pages aggravate the situation by making people feel overwhelmed with facts and figures about the virus. The mind gets busy when there is uncertainty and worry. The hack here is to focus and redirect your attention to the present moment. Instead of turning on the radio, television, and scrolling through your Instagram feed only to feed your mind with more discomfort, step back and avoid social media for some time. If you have tested positive for the virus, you do not need constant information on the number of fatalities. Asking yourself whether you are in danger and how much danger you are does nothing to lessen the burden. Aside from causing unnecessary worry, sometimes the reason we encourage individuals to avoid worry in a time such as this is to prevent them from forming unhealthy habits. Do you want to know what these habits are? We'll give you that soon enough. Another emotion that could rise strongly, especially after testing positive for COVID-19, is anger. Having your life thrown into disarray can generate feelings of anger, especially if you felt you had done everything right. From masking up to social distancing, washing your hands, and getting vaccinated, you could have done everything right and still contract the virus. Anger can make you cave in and isolate yourself all day. Instead of staying cooped up, have positive affirmations that you say each day to redirect your mind from what could have been to focusing on your treatment. Start your day with a heart of gratitude, telling your mind what you choose to believe and reverse negative beliefs. Additionally, most people generally start forming some very unhealthy habits as a way of dealing with the situation. What you normally do every day suddenly does not count because you want to take a direction that will help you find meaning amidst all the change. So, if you are an early bird, you could find yourself waking up more late, eating more than you usually would, staying inactive, etc. You can deal with this psychological state of defeatism by radically accepting the situation and moving on to think about the good things that are happening in spite of everything. Use this to evaluate the things that are important to you instead of complaining and blaming others. Doing this will help to deal with the changes in your lifestyle as a result of testing positive for COVID. Sometimes you need to radically accept the situation. Other times you just have to form a very strong resilience. How? We'll discuss that shortly, but don't forget to subscribe even as we move along. Guilt is an emotion that could easily be felt when you find out you are COVID positive. Several thoughts on who could have contracted the virus when they came into contact with you and whether or not your friends and family are safe could greatly influence your mindset and make you feel guilty. Besides, you will also have to isolate and spend more time away from the people you love. To ensure that you are still psychologically in a good place, visualize the reality you want after all this is over. What is it that you want to do? Who do you want to see? Where do you want to be? And how does that place look? Write these thoughts down and process them in your mind each day. You will soon start feeling less guilty and anticipate what there is out there for you. Similarly, a resilient mind is able to thrive more because you shift your focus from what has already happened to what you can do to change the situation. With every new day, try to do things better than they were before. If you are struggling, talk to someone about your fears and worries. That goes a long way in making you feel better. The WHO has issued guidance to countries on how to maintain mental health services during the pandemic and recommends that countries allocate resources to mental health. As time progresses, we will like to see a COVID-free world once again. But until then, we will take every precaution necessary to dealing with this virus. That is why we will recommend that you also watch our video on why people still test positive after vaccination for more. It has been great coming your way. See you next time.